Hi, everybody. Look at what I got. Got me a wizard, or yeah, I got me a wizard. Finally, I love my Twitter team. You guys are the best. Anyway, I gotta say hi to some people out here. Eric Banana, welcome. Lots of love. Whoop, better put my pipe down. Anyway, TTM fangirl, T1, Catnip, Diane, Graham, da, 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 Eric, yeah, okay. I know there's more up here, but they're way up here. Nothing but a stump is here. Sammy is here. If I missed anybody, did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Oh, Jane. Hi, Jane. Anyway, look at everybody. Help me in welcoming Sean. Hi, Sean. How you doing?
Hello, everybody, guys and gals, Twitter fans and truthers.
Yep. Trolls, lost souls, and assholes. No, I'm like, didn't even say that. Anyway, I am so excited that you're here. I bet, as everybody knows, that's in the Twitter there. Hi, Malaya. I think that's
Thank
how you
you for
pronounce it. I
inviting me.
butcher names really bad, but
I want to.
everybody knows that I've been team Twittering and trying to get Sean and Eric Banana Man. When does my 6 months start, Eric? You know, you can let me know that so I can mark it.
Give him a call in 5 months and he'll let you
Yeah,
know.
you know. Anyway, and I'm so honored to have you. And I'll give you
Lovely.
the questions that
Excuse
I
me.
give everybody. What got you here?
Okay, I saw we had a UK wide advertising campaign for Making a Murder on Netflix. It was everywhere. Buses, advertising stands, hoardings, magazines, the press, online. It was massive. And it just didn't pick my fancy. And then one day, Linda, I was on TV, Netflix, and thinking, like you do, well, let's give it a shot and see what it's all about. And from the second program, I was hooked, absolutely hooked. And I just, the first, before episode 3, I think, even started, I thought to myself, I don't believe they're guilty of this. You know, there's a lot that's not right about this. And then over the following 8 episodes, I was just crushed to learn that, you know, they got away with the biggest scam in Wisconsin history and probably US history. This is more blatant a fit up than kind of JFK, you know,
Yeah,
it's just such an absolute abhorrence
it
to
is.
people who consider themselves to live in a free democracy that agencies of a government could get away with doing something like this to a 16-year-old kid who is utterly innocent of any crime ever in his life. The boy's never done anything, ever. To anyone. Wouldn't say boo to a goose. And yet, those two guys made a decision to go in there and utterly ruin that kid's life after dragging him out of his classroom. I mean,
And the
what kind
teachers
of
let
family?
them.
What kind of family man are you? And if your educators are going to allow law enforcement to come into their schools and do that to your kids, you need to realise no one's kids are safe ever with these people. There is just no limits to which they will go to get what
There
they
isn't.
want. You know,
It's sad.
great.
So Brendan got you into this. You
Yes,
seen
it did.
Brendan, you said this is some bullshit,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
gotta
Yeah. I mean,
know.
don't. What happened to Stephen? Of course, it's happened for a second time now, and so you know it's utterly unacceptable in any kind of Western nation. How can it? You might expect that in Moscow, perhaps in the 50s, or you know, North Korea or China, somewhere like that. Do you know what I mean? But you wouldn't expect that in 21st century United States.
Right.
Beacon, beacon of beacon of freedom to the world. My arse.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
that's an absolute abhorrence what they've done. And to think that the population of Wisconsin are going to stand by their lawmakers when they say, well, we're not going to let them out because they're guilty, that's an even bigger abhorrence.
That's
It's more
exactly.
despicable than Nelson Mandela.
Mhm.
Well, Brendan Dassey is the new Nelson Mandela. I don't, that's in my view. It just Nelson Mandela pales into insignificance. He was at least guilty for some of the crimes for which he'd been accused, and Brendan was completely innocent of anything. Sorry,
Right.
I'll let you get a word in.
Oh no, I'm you. Like I said, I want you to tell it like it is and what you feel and what got you into this, because this is what it is all about. Supporters for me, everybody knows. I want to hear what you got to say, and everything is important. And Crockett, I'm so sorry. I'll try not to time you out again. I have to say that publicly because I timed him out. Didn't mean to do that, but please forgive me. Anyway, so now then, when you got into it, and did you just go to Twitter first, or what did you do to like reach out to start finding people that were feeling the same way you were, and knew this was an injustice, and you just wanted to talk about it? Because I know for me, I had to get it out. I sat here for months thinking about it and rewatching the show and rewatching, and then driving my family absolutely crazy, to tell you the truth, and they didn't want to hear it anymore. So what did you do to start reaching out for, to get it off your chest and to show your point of view?
I came online, first of all. I found the family supporters groups on Facebook. I joined up, threw myself into that totally, and became totally immersed in everything that was going on. I managed that for about a year, and then after a while it became very disheartening to see such open conflicts between people who were friends. And I thought, well, this is how a group of supporters interact with each other. This is not the place for me. So I decided to withdraw from Facebook, really, because I was only on there for the Stephen Avery content anyway.
Yeah. You can't have supporters being against supporters. It doesn't work both ways.
No, I mean, look, because all you're doing is you're creating animosity, and you're spending energy that could be spent doing something more constructive or more positively than just hating on someone for no real purpose. You're supposed to be on the same side. Adults have differences, and if there are differences, put them behind you, put them aside, move forward. Be a bigger person, and get over it, kind of thing. But
right.
I couldn't find any of that kind of unity on Facebook, so I came and found Twitter, and more recently I've immersed myself in Discord. And
yes,
I was prolific in my tweeting for a while. I went nuts for months, but I burnt myself out. I've withdrawn from that a little bit because it's just I've become jaded by it all because of the lack of response, particularly from the office of Governor Evers.
Yeah,
and with the way the state are
pussyfooting
around it. Well, I'll put it in simple terms. They are taking the fucking piss, dancing around a campfire when they've got no more fuel to throw on the fire. Their response is due on Friday. What
are they going to do? Right,
man up, and kind of deal with it rather than try to throw more fuel on it and run away. You know what I mean?
Tell her she has no right to this, is prosecutionally barred and all that bullshit.
And it is exactly what it is. It's bullshit. But there's, in my view, it's made more egregious by the fact that Fallon isn't the agent of the state who's there to deliver those messages. Oh no, of course he's not. He's done a fucking sabbatical. That's like
that kills me.
Like
when I heard that. What were your thoughts when you heard that, John? You were like, oh, he's just sabbatical my ass. He ain't getting taught nothing. He's too damn old. He's out. He's out.
Sabbatical. I mean, Christ almighty. I bet he's, It's, oh dear, it's just such a
It's yeah.
pathetic
Tell me your
excuse.
thoughts, your real thoughts on the sabbatical now. How do you
Bollocks.
really feel?
It's bollocks. How's that? I can't really put it any better than that. It's just a load of old bollocks, and they're taking the piss with it.
Yep.
So we've got the due date of Friday. I'm eagerly anticipating. What am I anticipating? Well, I would hope that there'd be something there for me to read, but I don't know. An extension maybe. That's what I'm expecting, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, but I
we'll
don't.
see how it
They're
goes.
saying that they can't, but I don't know why they couldn't. They have before. They have all the time.
Well, I don't understand why, given the extensions that have already kind of been given since before March, um, why they shouldn't be ready now. They've had
Right.
plenty of people, Williams chief amongst them, because he's the one who's supposed to be quarterbacking this entire effort since Tom's gone on a sabbatical, that is. And
Yeah.
you know, if they're not ready now, then they're never going to be ready. If they're looking for a further extension, it means they're not confident in the lies that they put into the
Yeah.
response that they've got prepared now. So we'll just, you know, it's going to
Yeah.
be a bullshit response. We'll just wait and see what bullshit it is. That's all. You know, whether
Right.
it's worth laughing at or not.
Yeah. Just like, well, if I mean, for that Lisa Winter, she left. She's like, oh, I don't want no part of this shit. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? See ya. Gotta go. Okay.
Um,
Now everybody's either gotta go or they're dead, or they don't get. They're gone away from the offices of what they were filled. So what is I mean, who's gonna pay for it? Nobody's gonna get in trouble. Just let him out. She's got too much. Don't you think she's got a beautiful motion? So many things.
Kathleen Zellner has got, I mean, she's got a broadside prepared for the state that the state know, having read that broadside, they know they haven't got a leg to fucking stand on.
Yeah,
They
I
are
agree.
really scared, and the last thing they want to do is walk someone into court. Who are you going to get, Lisa? She's left. She withdrew. Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. In my view, she's the only one who's made a smart decision in this case,
Yeah.
because you know
Don't,
none of the decisions made up until that point have ever made any sense whatsoever. So
right.
the last thing they want to do is walk into a court to deal with Kathleen Zellner.
Yeah.
And it's
So,
what more can
yep.
anyone say, really? You know.
Yeah. I mean what she has is just unbelievable amount. And I just don't think they are, like when they gave the bones away and they said that, they were arguing this, they were gonna let her test him and all this bullshit going on. Tell me what you think about that. I mean,
Well,
they were just, stringing
I,
her
I,
along.
they wouldn't. I'll tell you. Overall, the strongest thing for me is their behaviour will demonstrate to me that they had absolutely no idea that they had to worry about a character or a personality like Kathleen Zellner. They thought all of this was going to be done and dusted within a few years. They can scrape all the dirty washing into a bag and hide it under a carpet somewhere,
Yep.
i.e., the bones, the rav, and
Yep.
the blood samples, and all the rest of it. Anything that doesn't fucking fit their narrative, they're going to
Yep.
be able to get rid of nice and quietly. And they did until someone inadvertently disclosed it in a bunch of other documents to Kathleen Zellner, and Zellner's got this and thought, oh, this is interesting. Oh, fuck me. If it doesn't say they're done, well, go bang. She's got them bang to rights. She's going to be there with the cuffs, waiting to slap the cuffs on the kind of the prosecution team who put
Yeah.
Stephen and Brendan away. That's what they're
Yeah.
scared of.
Yeah.
They really are scared because it shows misconduct in public office, and
It sure does.
they've been caught with their fucking pants down, and they're running for the hills.
Yep.
Scared,
They're
you should be.
screaming for They're screaming to get away. And I've always said, and I know a lot of people say the same thing, if their case was so strong, then why not get into court? Because if it's so strong that, and you think it's so strong, you'll win again, won't you? But you don't have shit. It's all
It's
planted
always,
bullshit.
well, I mean, before an original trial, they will come to you, you know, 3 times, 5 times. Not saying not in the UK because we don't have plea bargaining here. But before the onset, before the beginning of any trial, they will repeatedly come and knock on the defence's door and say, look, we'll offer you a deal. Take a plea deal and we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you the other with brass bells on it. When it comes to kind of making a deal afterwards, they're not interested in that. They will spend any amount of money to protect a bad decision, to protect a wrongful conviction, and to keep a lie hidden.
Yeah.
Are you with me? They will
Yes.
spend any amount of money, and they don't give a damn what human cost is involved with that.
Yeah, they
price.
prove that.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
And it's not just. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who, in my view, have got an awful lot to answer for. And the state are just the tip of the iceberg. You know, it's not just the state. There are lots of players involved. I mean,
it's evident it goes very high. You can't do this kind of corruption without that.
Brendan's being held to protect the reputations of evil men. That is how I see it today. They don't want to let Brendan out because it means admitting they were wrong. Well, who was wrong? Well, Koturek was wrong. Vogel was wrong. That's what kicked all of this off. And then you're looking at the bad doings of Fallon and company. Now, there's some serious money in lawsuits right there, and that's just the start of it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
I sure do.
Before you go looking at the bad players like Colburn, Lenk, Fassbender, Uyghur, because they were wrong in what they've done. Do you know what I mean? Without a doubt.
Yep.
And if it can be shown somewhere that they are complicit in either the targeting of Brendan or in the way that they abused him, you know, they need to be punished. But they're not going to do that because it's going to cost too much money. And, you know, again, they're putting the value of a dollar note before a human life, and that's just not right. Brendan ultimately has got an awful lot more to offer the world than the state of Wisconsin will ever fucking have.
Yeah. Don't you think it costs them a lot of money now just to keep this bullshit going on? It's got to cost money, you know?
Yeah.
It's got to cost money for them to keep going back and forth to court. I don't know. But, I mean, they spent so much money convicting these guys. And Stephen, I mean, in the beginning, like you said, let's go back there. In 1985, when he was wrongfully convicted and he was getting all these depositions and he was doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden he's going to be convicted of murder. I mean, didn't these lawyers see a same pattern when they held him without letting his lawyers be seen? They were, you know what I mean? They were, you know, they just did a lot of things that looked real shady. Didn't any of those lawyers think, oh, this could be happening again? No, they just went and hit. Don't you think? They went in and said, fuck no, there's, you know what? It's really, you might not be able to wrap your mind around it, but the evidence shows it that he's, you know, that guy.
I can only assume that all the time Stephen was serving his first incarceration, the state were actively seeking to demonise the family. Now, like Dean Strang said in the programme, where does Steve go to get his good name back after that first sentence, after the exoneration of his first sentence? You know, where does he get his good name back? He doesn't. Yeah. The Avery name was shit, and I can't understand why they would actively target and put down a family the way they did, demonise the family for something that they had done. Yep. At the end of the day, you know, what makes them so much more valuable than Brendan Dassey? Brendan Dassey hasn't hurt anybody.
Yeah. Poor
Tom
innocent
Kasuri,
kid.
Tom Kasuri is the head of a mafia, basically. They do what they like. They hurt who they like. They cover for each other.
Yep.
You know, I believe they're deeply, deeply involved with the Ricky Hochstetler case, and probably many others. I mean, you know, if the club does exist and it's as widespread as Dave Forgot is suggesting, with so many members from so many different areas, you know, who better to be an enforcer for that mafia than a sheriff? Think about it. They can carry guns legally.
Yeah.
They can walk around with guns and no one's going to think twice about looking at them. No one, you know, so who's going to look at them twice? They're going to make excellent enforcers. Oh,
Well,
yeah, they come along,
they-
now arrest you, put you in the car, take you down the woods, take you out of the car, blow you away, bury you. No one even knows that you've ever arrested.
well, look, I think when he said that about it'd be easier to kill Stephen Avery was
Yeah,
quite a tale. Just like when Mr. Pencil said, I didn't know you can get DNA, but where did it come from? And
oh,
just
my
like
life.
when
Well,
Fallon
actually,
was,
no,
yeah. Here we go.
you struck something there. It's like what he said was, has DNA been fabricated before? Yes, it has. And I'm like, well, you speak there as though you speak from first-hand knowledge. So tell me about the fabricated DNA evidence that you've seen before. And you know, because
Yeah.
that's interesting to me. Do you know what I mean? All these little slips of the tongues along the way, and it's just, oh, really? Well, you get an insight into that person, and it takes you a
Yeah.
little bit deeper into their thought processes, and it makes you wonder, why are they thinking like that?
Yes.
Because you know, it makes you think if they. And so for Ken Peterson to come and say, oh well, if we just wanted to get rid of Stephen Avery, we could have just fucking got rid of him, and you know, it would have been so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe you put that into practice with somebody like Teresa Holback, for example. If you could do it just as easy to Stephen Avery, you could fucking do it to Teresa Holback, couldn't you? Well,
You could
so
do it to
why,
anybody you wanted to. You dip.
so
You know what I mean?
why
You make.
why isn't anybody looking at you? And where were you when Teresa Holback went missing? I was in Seattle. Prove it.
Yeah. Prove it.
Well, you know, where's your
They
alibi?
just really need to take a really good look at themselves. How do they live with themselves? That's something that I don't understand. You know, Tom Fallon and Wiegert have children. How do they look at their kids and say, you know what? I put a kid in prison that's just your age.
I would be more interested in wondering how their kids look at them today.
After they see that.
Yeah. Now we're coming up 4.5 years after the release of Man. How many times has that been viewed around the world? It's talked about every time someone new watches it. It starts a new conversation in a new office, in a new school, in a new classroom, but somewhere.
Yeah.
So at some point. So with that much kind of energy being put into it, I asked myself that the children and the offspring of the law enforcement who are intimately involved in Brendan and Stephen's prosecution, what do the kids of those officers think of their parents today? Do they still think that their parents are as honourable, decent, good people as Norm Garn and his little fucking cabal would like everybody to believe? Because
personally,
today, it's quite blatantly obvious that the LE are not that. They're none of those things. They're not good.
I don't know.
They're certainly not decent. We'll grow a better beard. What's that? What's that? Hang on, I've got look. Let me, because I don't know what. I'm not tech savvy with this.
He says,
yeah. Fucking
I just
hell,
had to do that.
Absolute cheeky fucker. You cheeky fucker. Oh.
See, there you go, T. How you like that one? I put it on blast.
You mind yourself. I'll remember that.
A long road with no
bends
bends in it. Yours is
Well,
coming. I
listen, mate,
agree. I totally agree with
I,
you.
now those two absolutely need locking up
And I agree
because
with you too, Diane, that I
yeah,
really do believe that she will get her day. I want to believe that. But I keep going back at if they did this and they really pulled it. I mean, look at everything we know, and then you go back and you watch the show, like you said, you've been watching Making a Murder lately. And you say, okay, well, I know that's a lie. Oh, I know that's a lie. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, that is a lie. You get so pissed off because you've already, you got 2020 on it. You know what I mean? So when you first started doing this and up to now, you've learned a lot, right? I mean, things you
oh
didn't
yeah,
know just from watching the show. So
oh yeah,
we were saying, you look at the show and you see something. Wow, why didn't I see that? You said
right,
that's happened to you a little bit lately. So
yeah, a little bit.
what's happened?
Okay, yesterday and today, I again watched the entire Making a Murderer series one, as you do. I've done that a few times, and every time I rewatch it, I pick something up specifically that I might have seen or I might have heard previously, but it just didn't have any particular significance or matter. So what I noticed this time round is that when Pam was given her evidence in court and she was being questioned by Ken Kratz,
Yeah.
after she makes her finding the car comment, Pam of the hand guided by God and God led me the way and all the rest of it struck me the way when Ken Kratz was about to ask the next question, he let go a chuckle, and it was extremely brief, very, very brief, but just a fleeting moment. But it was there, it's audible, and it was picked up, it's on record. And he's very quick to check himself and correct, not he's very quick to pull himself in and not lose it with an open mic because you can hear it. All he wants to do is laugh. And I'm like, what's so fucking funny, kid? Now just that. And I mean, it's probably got no significance really, but
No,
it
there's
just made
significance in everything.
it just made me think. Well, that little chuckle coming out when it did makes me think. Well, that's exactly what Ken Kratz thinks of your "God led me the way" comment. Because it is just taking the bare piss out of everybody in the jury, everybody in the room. It's just a liberty.
Yeah.
Another thing was during the Colburn call, Sam William Henry,
Yep. The famous
and
one.
there were a couple of things. What, there's the recording where we think we hear somebody say the car's here or the
Yep.
car's hers,
Yep.
something like that. I can't make out what it is. It's the car's something. I'm not sure which it is.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
here or
sure.
something
I'm
that
not
says. I
sure if
can't
I
really
can
relate.
I certainly can't identify who it is that says it.
Right.
But then that sounds actually like that noise might be coming from another part of the dispatch room.
That's what I thought.
That's coming over an internal radio in that little office,
Yeah.
and it's being picked up by the microphone of Colburn's call handler.
Yep. Same
So
with that
now,
one where it says about Teresa Hallbach when the where they're on there and it says Teresa Hallbach and you can hear it. I think that's a voiceover too from another broadcast.
and yeah, and it's like bleed over from a different radio channel or a different radio system.
No, it's
And
just in the room.
yeah, yeah, and what got me was the way and Colburn's call handler when he says 99 Toyota, she says Yep. Now I wonder, was that yep directed towards Andy Colburn in confirmation of to his query War 99 Toyota, or
Yeah.
is that confirmation to somebody else in the same room as the caller? Is she, is she looking at that person as if to say, "Yep," kind of thing? Yeah, you with me? And it's now, like I say, that might have no significance. It just made me think. That's all. During Brendan's trial, we have, whilst we're waiting for the delivery of the verdict in Brendan's trial, we've got Brendan being held at the county sheriff's office or whatever.
Quiet. I'm back.
And then he's marched out of the sheriff's office back into the courthouse for the reading of the verdict. And what struck me was that Brendan's always looking forward. He's always there. He's got his head up.
Yeah.
He's chained. He's made to look like a right monster, isn't he? Like they've got to trust him up like he can't move. He's so fucking dangerous, isn't he?
Yeah.
They've got to do that, yeah?
Yeah.
All the press cameras and all the rest of it. It's weird. That's wrong. So anyway, now keep an eye on Colburn, because Colburn's the one who's got grip on of Brendan's arm. Colburn can't lift his eyes off the floor, and I'm thinking to myself, something wrong with that. If what you're saying about this man and his uncle are true, it should be this man who's looking at the floor and you holding your head up like, proud law enforcement. You got your guy, yeah? No, the roles are reversed. It's Brendan who's got his head up and he's looking forward, and Colburn's kind of looking at the floor this time.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. There's something very, very wrong with that.
Yeah.
That shows Colburn's discomfort with the situation. He doesn't like being where he is, and he's not able to lift his chin up a little bit and face it. Yeah, he can't face the music. So, yeah.
Look at this. Colbert isn't all bad. His blind wife is feeling secure, so he bought her a gun. Well, that's the thing to do. I'm giving him props on that.
Dear. Colbert isn't all bad, no, but he is 95% bad. So that,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the other 5% yet. That's why I'm saying he ain't all bad yet. It's because I haven't seen the other 5%.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
what else? Yeah, one more thing. Tom Fassbender, during Brendan's interview, he makes a comment to Brendan about thinking of the video in his head.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you've all heard about MK Ultra and all the rest of it, about this brainwashing program to create a super soldier.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, brainwashing is a well-documented subject in science for many years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been tried by many nations. There's a lot written on it.
Yeah.
I think the video that Tom Fassbender was talking about is whichever film it was that Brendan watched whilst he was staying at Fox Hills.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I don't care what anyone says. It was either a video that he saw there or a video that he's seen since he's been in custody. It's something like that.
Yeah. Why would they say that to him? For what reason?
Why would they say that?
Yeah.
And no one picked up on that. Now, I believe that what's happened is that they know he's seen the video. They know exactly what video he's seen because it's on their receipt that they got for the credit card payment of the accommodation at Fox Hills.
Oh, that'd be good to look into.
Well, I'll mention that the other day in the chat, and because if the county paid for the accommodation, there's got to be a receipt for it somewhere. Is the film listed on the receipt? Is it an itemised receipt? Maybe we get asked for a receipt that wasn't itemised. Just give us a written receipt and put it down to $65 for accommodation or whatever. Are you with me? Don't
Yeah.
show the TV, right? Pay per view or whatever.
Well, yeah, like most of us think that it was Kiss the Girls, but he said he read it in a book in court.
Because it was being shown by networks
Yeah,
within
it
the
was
area at that
at the
time.
time.
Okay, right. Now, what that suggests to me is that they have been attempting to put a false memory. They're trying to embed a false memory in Brendan's mind.
So when he took the polygraph,
they've given him the video to watch or whatever it is he's seen. He's seen it. They've probably spoken about it. We got Fassbender and Brendan. You can bet your life they've probably spoken about it amongst themselves, right? Now, if it's wrong that they would even consider putting a false memory in Brendan's mind,
yeah,
and then
very corrupt,
taking him into a recorded interview room and expecting him to recall or to recite a description of the movie that they wish then to provide as a narrative for some kind of gory fucking crime.
Do you think it was so if they took a polygraph, then he would, when they ask him that, he would say no, and that memory in his head might make it be a lie for him to say that?
This is why I think Brendan needs to be brain fingerprinted.
Yeah.
Because now I've only seen this demonstrated in the case of Stephen Avery's brain fingerprinting examination. I have heard of it being admitted into court evidence in another court case somewhere down south, Georgia maybe, somewhere like that. Anyway, if it's that good, then it must work, right? If it's that good, then I think it's worth doing. And for the cost that it would take, the $1,000 for the actual expenditure of conducting the test, I think it'd be $1,000 extremely well spent. Now, lie detector, whatever. Look, this is Uyghur and Fassbender. They were gonna do whatever they had to do to get that confession.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It wasn't a confession. It was entirely to nail Stephen to the inside of a jail cell for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
They didn't care what they had to do to achieve that.
Oh. You gotta talk louder. I'm exploding.
I'm sorry.
I'm exploding somebody's ears, and they can hardly hear you. Sorry, Melina or Malia. Go ahead, Sean.
Sorry.
This is low budget Linda. I can't help it. There ain't no special.
Well, it's just.
It's your mic. Yeah, you gotta hold your mic.
Anyway, yeah, they just targeted him. They attempted to embed a false memory, and the tactics that they used to get that confession was just fucking appalling. It's kind of brainwashing that you'd expect from a foreign military or something.
Yes, from the CIA.
Someone they called spying in their nation, in their country or something, and it's plain wrong, and they gave them awards for this. Come on, wake up.
They all got rewarded. That's another thing.
When it's your kid being locked up, will you give them another award then? Ask yourself that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they even think about what they did and how their kids, like you said, is going to look at this, because their kids are going to see this and see their dads acting that way. I wonder if they're really going to believe their dads did a good thing.
I'm telling you. Well, you got to ask yourself, why would a straight copper hide so much evidence for so many years?
Yeah. 12 years in his own personal facts.
Why would you hide that evidence? It's unheard of. Well, no, actually, it's not, because it ain't the first time evidence has been kind of withheld or suppressed or hidden away. But I think it's the first time I've ever heard of it being hidden away in an investigating officer's personal custody. That's at home. At home. If that's their chain of custody procedure, we've got no chance for the RAV. Are you okay there?
Crockett, type in there. You should not be any more whatever, you shouldn't be banned. Please type something because I just made you an admin and you won't ever get timed out. I didn't time you out. So you just wrote me and said, I'm timed out again.
Okay,
So
your turn.
try to
Then.
type in there.
Go on, try again. Find something for me.
Come on, write something.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't block you.
that's what
You
I
blocked
think
me.
it is.
Linda. I never blocked you, honey. Now you got a wrench. Nobody can block you anymore. There you go. Okay, Sean's got one too. So there you go. Anyway, that's settled. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Crockett's my friend, and I I timed him out in the podcast this afternoon because I was on this thing, and yeah, there we go. What's under your hat, Sean? That's what Derek Man wants to know. Okay.
It's the hedge, the garden hedge at the moment.
Yeah, they all understand what you're saying, I'm sure.
I need a good haircut and a shave.
There you go. That's right.
Desperately.
Still out. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he must be leaving. Crockett must have been leaving. If you're leaving, Crockett,
that's good way of putting it. That's exactly what they were. Two orcas playing with a baby seal.
Yep, they're terrible. What's under the hat, Sean? Okay. Anybody got questions for Sean? Let's, now's your time to find out. Good time to ask questions. Okay, there's our jokester, Mr. T. Mr. T. I don't think I need a shave.
Definitely not, love.
I hope not. I'll tell you. I just hope not. I don't think so. You look fine. I don't know what that means. Oh, she's talking to you. She don't think so. You look fine. Let's see if I can get some of these. Exactly. Oh, this is from Crockett. If there was happening to their child, they
wouldn't. Now, what is it about you? Stephen Avery was exonerated once. In my view, there's something wrong when the community doesn't accept that the guy deserves another chance.
Right.
When they come after him and target him a second time, it's well, he must be guilty this time. Do you still hate the man that much? Do you know what I mean? Why? What's he done? So cat on the fire, broke in and nicked a couple of fucking sandwiches for God's sake. Few beers. He was getting his life on track. There was no need for the vilification that family have gone through, and they've been ruined by all of this.
Yes,
they have been absolutely ground into the dirt, and
that never be the same.
It's the biggest fucking crime of all. That's what Ma and Pa Avery must be going through every day breaks my fucking heart. It's just so wrong. How can people? How can communities support this?
At you and at me, did you read through all transcripts and read it, or how do you get your mind about? How do you get up?
I read. Right.
Mind. Read. I've been doing this for about 2 years, almost 3 years. So I've read a lot, I've dug a lot, and I keep on doing it. Same, I'm sure, for you, Sean. You just read what you can.
I got into it late 2016, early 2017, and I haven't left off since. I've spent all of that time chasing official documents. I don't do YouTube programs apart from Eric Cozy and a few other podcasters like yourself. I try to read as many official documents as I can. I try to study up. I mean, there's an awful lot I haven't read. For what I've seen.
Oh, me too. There's certain things I want to read, certain things I don't.
It's huge. It's an absolutely massive case. And if you think of the paperwork that Steve had in the cell, that his casework, there were 26 cases of that paperwork.
Right.
Imagine,
well,
it would take you years to get through all of that.
Right. We also got,
and
foul plays reading the transcripts now. Then they're going to be doing the trials. So if you don't want to read, you can pop it in your ear and drive and listen, and you'll get the straight stuff. But we didn't have that, or at least when I got into it, there was documents. Now there's even way more documents than there was then. But like J-Jax and some of the others, I suppose, Eric Banana Man, and all these people that were in it from the get-go, striving to get, just one piece of paper. Them are the hard diggers,
I learned an awful lot from people like Eric Banana Man.
Yeah. I do too. I learned from everybody.
TCM, I mean, Millbilly, TCM,
everybody.
the go-to sources. If you want to know anything, go to Millbilly or TCM. It's right there. There are a few, and from that, you'll find that there's a cascade, like a fountain effect, and you'll see other contributors and researchers, and you'll know who to learn to follow. And that's where I get all my information. As far as journalists go, John Ferak is the only actual journalist I trust.
Oh, you mean not Ken Kratz's book?
I've never read any. I've never read any
that
of
rag.
The books. None of them. I've not read any of the books around the Teresa Halbach case. No, I'm not interested in it. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to pay for
night, Tracy.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Good night, Crockett. Good night, Tracy. Some people are in the UK like you, and it's late.
Okay.
So they're saying good night. Got to make sure that. Thanks, guys, for joining. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for listening to my ranting and raving madness.
Oh, we love you. I tell you. I mean, I'm so happy that you joined Foul Play. And like I always say, I want everybody to take a look at Foul Play. If you haven't thought about Discord before, this is really a friendly place to be.
Oh, yeah,
Sean can let you know.
Place to be. It's the best
we're all very open-minded, and check out all the Foul Play videos. And I got to thank my mods. They're wonderful. I got to thank Sean. I'm just you got to come back on again. And Eric Banana Man, see, it's not hard. It's not hard, is it?
Do you mind if I give a special shout out at the moment?
Go right ahead.
People I'd like to make a special shout out to.
Go right ahead.
Eric Banana Man, James Sharper than the Pencil, Lil Misty 84, and James Bond, Carl Martin, Miss Piggy. I love you, girl.
Yeah, I do too.
Jen. J to the E to the N. Oh, you're a nuts, my love. I love you all. You're all great people, and
yeah. See, great people. I love my Twitter team. I do. There are wonderful people there, and there are just take a little look over, and see on the other side too, because we would love to have some of the great minds there. I mean, I really would. And Eric, see, it's not that hard. I mean, come on, I'm harmless. I won't peel all your banana peel off. Just a little, it's kind of easy to talk to people, so I love every one of you. I thank you so much. I really thank you a lot for being here. I've learned a lot. I continue to learn to you, and I'll talk to you in Discord. So thank you so much, everybody. I got to say,
thank you.
Don't forget about Friday, Positively Brendan. And just, thanks. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. And next week, there'll be J-Jax, I do believe. We're going to continue finishing our Eric Banana Man post from Reddit. So maybe you'll want to join us for that, because he really did a good job. And 3 months down from 5. I got 3 months to wait, but he did a really good Reddit post, and J-Jax is doing a little deciphering, and he's going to present something. So that's going to be really great. And I just want to say thank you, you guys. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you very much. Thanks, Sean.
You're welcome. Thank you, darling.
Bye, guys.